IT 2007 batch, passed out in 2011. I qualified civil services exam 2013. Along with that, I also qualified RBI grade B, wherein the starting post is the manager at manager level. So these two exams were given by me. I also gave UP State Services examination, but उसके पहले ही result of civil services was out, and therefore I joined civil services. इसके बाद I gave one or two more attempts. I again gave interview, but it depends on the optional. We are not able to improve our ranks, and hence different services में लोग different post पे रहते हैं. So as of now, I am director in office of CAG, posted in Delhi. Before this, I was posted in Madhya Pradesh as Deputy Auditor General, where I was in charge for looking for the audit of 7 departments. Per se, I don't have to audit myself, but there are a lot of teams under us who, on our behalf, they go to various offices and various departments and ministries to conduct the audit. Our work is mostly to strategize, to come out with a report, to focus on particular kind of audit that one needs to do, or check the risks which can happen during implementation of any policy. Like if one is going to implement PM Kisan Yojana, then what are the challenges, or what are the risky or ghost beneficiaries which can avail the benefits of PM Kisan? So we need to highlight those. Plus, we also need to focus upon can there be a collusion between the government officials and people who are getting the benefit. So a lot of things. Once you are in civil services, you can take any role that you want to. Depends all on your interest. You can go to ministries, you can join Prime Minister's office, you can join Cabinet Secretariat. All depends on your performance within bureaucracy, and then what specialization do you hold. So one thing I have always done that uh, I have always I have always prepared alongside with my job. But by saying that, I mean that I have done masters in IR, I have done masters in economics. Rahul has done a lot of courses along with his job, and I will also be taking sabbatical maybe a year or two down the line, where I will be trying to go maybe to Harvard or Princeton for completing my MPID course. So you get all these benefits once you join civil services. Just that some people are not knowing about a lot of scholarships that are available for bureaucrats. But yes, there are a lot of opportunities once you join civil services, because the platform that is given to you right at the beginning is that of the leadership level. And when I was in SAP, or I was in any other company, I was as a consultant, or I was a SDE1, SDE2. But as soon as I joined civil services, the position that I got was of a leadership role, and hence the accountability rises. Whatever you do affects lives of many people, and it goes in millions. Like whatever Varun is doing, whatever Narendra is doing, so they're affecting lives of many people. So it is very essential for you to understand the role that you will be playing. So it is not just the exam that you are going to qualify, but the role that you have to play after qualifying the examination, that serves the patience that you have, and that basically translates the passion that you earlier have held to qualify the exam. And सब मिला के ही एंड में सक्सेसफुल हो सकता है आदमी. So once you are going to become joint secretary Ministry of Finance, or you are going to become joint secretary Ministry of Defense, you can only contribute if you have worked well in the field. You cannot do if you are not if you cannot perform if you have not done well during your field postings, or when you were director or deputy director or joint commissioner, something like that. So to start with, let's start with Satish. Satish, over to you. Please tell about yourself, and how did you switch to civil services and to ISRO scientist. Please, over to you.
Thank you, Saurabh. I am Satish Kumar. I am from BTech 2007 to 11 batch from electronics. After college, I joined VLSI industry. I worked there for 1.5 years, but later I realized that I am not too much into this industry, and I should prepare for something else. So at that time, engineering services was on my mind. So I moved to Delhi and joined MadeEasy for the preparation. Uh, Meanwhile, Kunal was my inspiration. He just cleared ESC 2012 exam with rank 1. So with that inspiration, I also pushed myself. Later, in 2014, I cleared GATE exam with 155 rank, and I got a seat in ISC Bangalore in telecommunication engineering. I was too much interested for the telecom field, so I did not waste that seat, and joined engineering services. I did not get good marks to qualify the interview actually, but later I was in the reserve list. Two years later, I was in the reserve list and got the Group B gazetted post. at that time I was already working in ISRO. So so I did not go to the JTO post. While in ISC, I continued my preparation for engineering services. I had the notes and all. So I just joined the test series. Joining test series proved very much helpful for me, and it was the main point. It was the main strongest point which helped me to clear the engineering services exam. So in 16, I graduated from ISC, and that year itself I cleared ISRO scientist exam and ESC 2016 also. So engineering services appointment comes very later. So I joined ISRO and I worked there for 1 year, 3 months in Bangalore center. I was in a space simulation chamber, and I was testing the whole satellite functions in the vacuum chamber. When the engineering services result came, I did not think twice and joined in this Department of Telecommunication was my allocation, and the cadre was Indian Radio Regulatory Services. And the good thing was that this service works with the frequencies like spectrum, and that was the course in the this Master of Engineering. So this wireless communication and all was what I studied was coming into my job itself. So I got the core opportunity of working engineering services exam. So currently I am posted in wireless monitoring station. I am looking out the monitoring of radio spectrum of the whole state of Jharkhand. So there is one office posted in Ranchi, and I'm looking after the all the wireless operations. They're monitoring interference resolutions between the telecom providers for the whole of Jharkhand. So when I was in this private sector VLSI industry, I when I left, it was actually a turning point. The reasons were too much. I did not like the profile I was working. I could not sustain there for too long. So that one decision I made to move to Delhi for preparation changed my entire life. Where I am today, I wished sometimes in college, I wanted this kind of life. So I am there. I am very much saturated and feel stable. I am not into administrative services, but in core field of engineering, and every day I am I am working with the frequencies, which is the communication core field. So this gives me full satisfaction of job.
Great.
This was the
Great.
Thank you. And anything more I would like to highlight, please tell me.
So Satish,
Yes.
What role do you think coachings play during preparation of the exams that you have qualified, GATE, ISRO, or then IES? You really think that studying in ISC helped you a lot, or was it just the coaching that you were doing?
With coaching was essential for me, because while in college we did not bother to study the core subjects very much. It was a different kind of culture in college. But for preparing some exam, we need some guidance. Some people do self also, but in my case, I needed it. So it helps a lot. And the plus point was that when I was doing master's, the environment of ISC or any other college maybe was so it gives you energy to study. And I learned so many things which helped me to clear engineering services. So ISC was a boon for my career actually.
Great. That is a great thing that you have told all to all the people, and perhaps we can learn from you, and then people who are interested in qualifying civil services, IES or ISRO, they can get in touch with you directly. So if you have any email ID or you want to leave your contact number, you can drop that in the contact in the chat box, and then great.
Yeah, one more thing. When I was in ISRO, I started one blog for aspirants who were preparing for ISRO. It was a unique kind of blog at that time. It's called ISRO Helpline @ WordPress. I will just put this line.
Great.
So I was solving the questions there and putting the interview experience. So people can follow there and ask questions if required.
Great, great. So because you have qualified both ISRO scientist and IES, so what according to you will be a better job for or a better choice for a student who is still studying in triple ITA? So like ISRO was totally different exam from the exam that you qualified in IES, or was it like you can give both the exams with the similar kind of preparation?
Actually, preparation was very different. Actually,
Hmm.
ISRO exam requires a precise strategy. If you follow, if you have to, you have to see the previous year questions and patterns. It's totally different with engineering services. So if you see the patterns of the questions they are asking, from where they are taking, and you make the strategy. I made the strategy. I had 3 months for preparation. I thought this is the last chance I'm preparing for ISRO, and later I will be joining some again some corporate sector after graduation. So if right now in college I am not doing this, so I will be not getting any government job. So that 3 months with a strategy and with the clear mind and with like last attempt,
Hmm.
just I moved and cleared the exam.
Okay,
So
great, 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 great.
strategy was very different.
Okay, sure. We will be hoping to see more on that blog, and probably you can write about your strategy vis-a-vis both the exams sometime. So that will definitely be a helpful way to start for the college students, especially from the ECE branch. So
Yeah,
thanks a lot,
thank you,
Satish. Thanks a lot for your time. So so
thank you.
so Kunal is here and Narendra is here. Narendra is perhaps traveling. Narendra, can you hear me? So since Narendra is traveling, the audio quality might be poor. So Narendra, if you can switch off your video and you can just talk about your journey, it will be also a good start for the. Hmm, I think Narendra, are you there? I think we there is some problem with Narendra as of now and then the connections. So Kunal, are you able to talk as of now?
Yes,
Yes, great.
can you hear
Great,
me?
great. So, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Kunal. Thank you, Kunal, for joining. So, Kunal and Satish both are my batchmates. Kunal is also from ECA, and probably he is inspiration for most of us. He qualified Indian Engineering Services 2012 with a rank of one, and that perhaps whatever rank you get in any exam, that is good. But if you top that exam, and that could be any exam, then that's a great achievement. And Kunal did qualify engineering examination with rank one, and later on he went on to qualify
Hello, Kunal.
Satish.
Yes, Kunal. We can hear you.
Sorry, I got disconnected, but I think there's some issue which happened.
Yeah, we all got disconnected, I think.
Gaurav has joined.
हेलो।
Hello.
या
Hello, Gaurav.
आई थिंक कोई एंड कर दिया था सेशन, तो उसकी वजह से काफी लोग वो निकल गए थे। Good. Now we are back. So Kunal, like I was introducing Kunal, Kunal was IAS rank 1, and after that he has joined civil services, and presently he is in IPTAF service. So there are like a bouquet of services that are offered through civil services examination, and Indian Administrative Service, Police Services, Foreign Services being the top three ones. But it depends on your rank that which service is allotted to and what interest, what is your area of interest. So according to that, a particular department can be allotted to you, and later on you can either choose to serve in that particular department, or after 8 years you can then migrate to different ministries through deputations. So there is a minimum time that is required for you to serve within your own department before moving to some other ministry. So that is possible. So Kunal, if you are ready, we can start with your experiences, and how did you prepare and how did you crack the exams. Over to you.
Gaurav.
Yeah, आ रहा है कुणाल, आवाज आ रहा
Gaurav
है।
and Satish have already.
हल्की आवाज आ रही
आवाज
है।
आ रही है ना?
आ रही अभी आ रही है, बीच में चली गई थी, पता नहीं।
Okay.
बोलो।
Thank you, Gaurav, and thank you, Satish. Sorry, I cannot switch on my video because of some bandwidth issues. I think that Gaurav and Satish both have a lot of civil services of government services. So, friends, I am Kunal Srivastav, BTech 2007, 2011 Electronics branch. Friends, when I was in my fourth year, just as any good engineering student, I was looking for my career options. What are the options in front of me? At that point of time, friends, my pointer was not very good in college. There were some friends in our batch who were preparing for Indian engineering services. I decided I will go for government services as my career. When my parents also wanted the same. So after my BTech, I came to Delhi, started preparing for Indian engineering service and GATE examinations. GATE examination is mostly known for MTech admission, but GATE examination is also the gateway. You have to land a job in public sector units like NTPC, BHEL, BARC, etc., etc. So my priority was getting a good government job. So I started preparing, came to Delhi, and fortunately I was able to secure a good rank in both IAS examination as well as GATE examination. I also then cracked some PSU examinations, but later, friends, I switched over to civil services. Currently, I'm working as director accounts department of post. Friends, this is regarding my academic achievements. But friends, what I want to tell you, what is the most important I want all of you to think about is, see, all of us are pass outs from triple ITA, okay? Belong to IT branch or EC branch, right? Now, the moment you take the name triple ITA, the job opportunity or the career growth, always everyone thinks that one should go to IT industry. See, what I want all of you to think is that should at least take one well-informed decision. at whether you want to go for civil services or government services or not. Not that if you are from IT branch or from electronics branch, then you have to go to IT industry and work there. There are many people. There are many people who have cracked the examinations of civil services or any other engineering service or gate examination ended up ended up career in government service, despite belonging from electronics branch or IT. What happens is that mostly we are focused that we will go into IT industry. No, I want all of you people who are in the fourth is that you should analyze your options and see your potential. Even if you have to reject civil services or government services as an option, do make a well considered decision. Do not just follow with your batch. Most people go and land up a job in corporate sector. It's also a very good career to think about. But as far as civil service is considered, it is in a league of its own. It has some very, very good opportunities. It has an immensely enriching career, and it has got a very good career graph. So that is one that I would like to emphasize upon. All of you should think about this as a career option. Gaurav.
Great. That's a great thing that you have pointed out, Kunal. So when me, Kunal, or Satish, or any other of our batchmate, when we were there in Triple IT in 2010 or 11, there was only one thing that we were focusing upon, or we were seeing perhaps that people were rushing to get jobs in private sector or corporate sector. But that decision, that is the prime time of your life. If you are going to decide that okay, you are going to work only as SD 1, 2, 3 in Amazon or Microsoft or any other company, that is a very good career option, because every one of us wanted to become a successful engineer, and that is what these companies are going to offer. They are going to offer you luxurious lifestyle. But choosing civil services as an option itself is a big thing, is a big task in itself, because it entails a lot of hard work. You have to put in maybe a year or 2 year or 3 year, or even you are going to qualify maybe in the last attempt of your chance. But again, once you qualify, the platform that civil services gives us is a huge thing. So you develop as a person, you develop as a human, you get to know a lot of things. We are not connected to social sciences. We are only relying on maybe geeks for geeks or something else. But unless and until we are going to read economics, law, or history, or any other subjects, we will see that okay, there are a lot of things that is happening around us, but we are like not even related to that. We are not able to connect to what is happening in and around us. So that is very important for us to realize that unless and until you know what is going around in your life, you are not able to crack civil services. So next, we will like to invite Narendra, who is an IAS of Uttarakhand cadre. Presently, he is posted as Managing Director, Kumayo Mandal Vikas Nigam. Before this, he was a Chief Development Officer in Nainital, and soon he will be becoming a district magistrate, or I think a deputy commissioner in Uttarakhand, or probably of one of the districts. And we will be hearing lot of news about Narendra in newspapers. So Narendra, if you have joined and you are able to talk to the current residents of Triple IT, it will be great if the bandwidth allows. Let's see. Rahul, it seems that you will have to chip in and then take over the platform. So, guys, let me introduce you to another batchmate of Narendra, Rahul Sharma. He is also from the BTech IT batch, passed out in 2015. Rahul, 13.
2013.
2013. Okay. And then Rahul has qualified for Central Labor Welfare Services. Presently, he is posted as Assistant Labor Welfare Commissioner. So, apart from civil services, there are a lot of other services also which are conducted by UPSC, and this is one of such exams which Rahul has cracked. And presently, he is posted in UP. Rahul, am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Great.
sir. Kanpur.
So, please, up to you, Rahul. Now, please tell about your journey and about the service that you belong to.
Thank you so much, Gaurav sir. A very good evening to all the co-panelists over here. Well, I am Rahul Sharma. I did my BTech from Triple IT Allahabad in Electronics and Communication from 2019 to 13. Thereafter, I got placement into Juniper Networks. I had an experience of working 6 months internship in Juniper Networks in my final semester. Thereafter, it was already pre-planned into my mind that I'll be going to Delhi for the preparation of the civil services. So Varun and me, we both went to Delhi in 2013 itself. In the month of June, we joined public administration in synergy classes. Thereafter, I completed my master's in public administration from distance. Then I also completed my postgraduate diploma in industrial relations, labor law, and personal management. Beyond that, I'm also pursuing postgraduate diploma in financial management and postgraduate diploma in international humanitarian law right now. Well, these are all the academic things that I've done. But the important question lies that why did I want to join civil services? So the answer lies in number of factors actually. There were certain influences, particularly my parents who wanted me to be there. Thereafter, my neighbors who qualified IS in 2011, Amit Khatri, he is currently the DC of Gurgaon right now. Thereafter, my seniors, Gaurav sir, Akash sir, they also qualified in the successive years of 2013 and 14, which was a great influence as well. Uh, and these things basically motivated me. Actually, the question is that 24 hours, if we are spending in life every day, then one third of our time, or even more than that, goes to our job. Our professional life consumes a lot of time, energy, and emotion when we often come to our home discussing about our professional lives only. So if you're not satisfied into your professional life, then somewhere down the line you are going to face that saturation level where the stresses are going to increase and you won't be satisfied into your life. So this was clear into my mind. Preparation has a lot of role in grooming you as a personality, in a better personality. You're able to correlate things in a much holistic manner, in a much comprehensive manner. While Gaurav sir has said that while you are introduced to the subjects like law, engineering is a subject which primarily introduces you to one and zero binary logics, more or less. You have to come out with concrete answers. But when it comes to law, humanities, public administration, sociology, anthropology, there the answers are not simple. There are certain things which have outlived their utility, and as a result, which earlier were correct, but right now they are not correct. So, firstly, it changes you as a personality. Secondly, when you come onto the field while you are working into the organizations, you get to have the experience of direct contact with the most underprivileged people of our society, the poor people. Like I work in the Ministry of Labor right now. So I get in touch with people who are contract laborers who are getting merely 8 to 10,000 of rupees every month. And they have very petty and small issues. Whenever they come to my office for seeking certain advice and seeking certain issues to be resolved, then it becomes a very sensitive issue, or I get very sentimental looking at their condition. Sometimes I have to even thank God for giving me such a beautiful life. But at the same time, you get that opportunity to get it done, to get the things done. For example, recently when the corona issue was at the rise in the month of May and June, when a lot of deaths were happening around the country, हमारे यहाँ contractual laborers who were working, they were not vaccinated. So they approached my office and they said, sir, we are not being vaccinated. Only the regular employees are being vaccinated. Then I had to coordinate with the district immunization officer, certain chief medical officer. Then I contacted certain hospitals. We organized a camp into our depot itself. And while they were vaccinated, they all came to my office again saying a thank you to me. So it is a kind of satisfaction, it is a kind of feeling which is beyond imagination. It cannot be expressed into. While I was in private sector, most of the time I was onto the computers, coding, programming, everything I was doing out there. But at the end of the day, I was not satisfied. I was learning things, I was getting more equipped, I was getting more skilled, developing the necessary aptitude for being a better engineer. But the kind of satisfaction that I get while I'm associated with the society or the people or the poor people, it is a great help. Uh, Here in government services, you don't get power as such. Power is more legal or illegal both. While you are talking to a student of public administration, they will never say power. They'll always say authority. Legitimate power is authority, that you have been given or assigned certain duties with a lot of accountability and responsibility. So there, the role of public servants become very important because you have to reinstate the faith of the people, of the masses into the public institutions. At the same time, you have to save yourself from number of external pressures as well. You will get a lot of calls from different people that they want to get it done like that way or this way, and then there is a lot of media pressure as well. Well, while you are doing a good thing, but sometimes it gets or it is caught all wrong, and you are unable to justify that what has happened. You were with the right intent as such. So public services has been a different uh, arena as such. While I was in engineering, there were a lot of things which I used to enjoy, particularly speaking programming. It was my forte. I used to enjoy a lot of programming. Then I shifted to VLSI, VHD. But finally, I feel that I'm more connected to the society. It's a kind of social satisfaction that I derive, which ultimately translate into that psychological satisfaction as well. There are certain suggestions that I would give while you are preparing for the civil services. Firstly, that you need to choose the optional very wisely. If you are choosing an optional looking at Gaurav sir or Akash sir or me or somebody or Narendra, then you are going to land up into a big danger. For the reason that while I took public administration, I was looking at a lot of toppers. But these toppers got selection which were at 2011. In 2013, the dynamics of public administration had completely changed. The questions which were being received by the students at the examination hall for the coming 3-4 years were a big disaster. I mean, in UPSC exams, you don't get time to look at the faces of the other people. But while the paper one of public administration, they were coming so difficult that you would look at the other people and they all will smile at you. Secondly, secondly, uh, civil service examination is is having a competition of around 11 lakh people. There are around 800 or 900 or 1000 seats you are competing for, and there are so many other factors of reservations and all simultaneously operating out there. So you have to be practical at one moment of time as well. If one or two attempts you are not being able to clear, then it is better you get a job somewhere. Don't get saturated sitting at home because the majority or the major part of your preparation is already done. You just have to brush up the concepts. If you want to prolong this battle, if you want to have that perseverance, then you have to come out of your home. Otherwise, the things are going to become very dangerous for you. That is why I joined Air Traffic Manager and Airports Authority of India. I cracked this exam 3 times. First time I didn't join, second time I didn't join, third time I had to join just to bring a change into my life, and that really helped me a lot. A lot of people joined me who were facilitating and helping me out for the preparation. Secondly, don't sit idle. In the interview, if you are getting interviewed at 5 or 6 years later, then the UPSC panel is definitely going to ask you that what were you doing all these years? And you will not be in a position to justify it in a convincing manner. So it is important that you do certain courses. I did my master's in public administration, postgraduate diploma in labor laws. Just do it with distance. You don't have to put extra pressure for everything, but just because you have gained that knowledge, there is nothing wrong in materializing that knowledge into a degree as well, because that will give you that edge into the interview particularly. And beyond that, I would also say that you start looking for the different civil service examination as IS, IPS, and Indian Foreign Service. Apart from that, there are allied services. We say all are other allied services. But UPSC also conducts certain specialized examinations. Like my Central Labor Service is a specialized examination because it's not only a graduate level examination, you need to have an extra degree for that thing. That is postgraduate diploma in labor law. So it is important that you keep an eye over these courses as well. Because if you have these courses, that makes you eligible for the examination first. Secondly, UPSC conducts it, so they conduct it in a very fair manner, and the interviews are really going to be tough because the same people will conduct the interview which the civil service examination people are conducting. My interviews was conducted by Alka Sirohi ma'am. She was the chairman of UPSC. So keep a tab over different exams as well. For example, there are deputy directors exam, then we have examination of assistant provident fund commissioners exam. So these exams are usually not seen by the students. Then there are state PCS as well. They are equally good actually. So these are important things that you have to look. Secondly, whenever you are preparing, don't get disheartened because there will be a cycle of ups and lows into the examination. You will be at moments feel like that you wouldn't be able to clear this examination. At the same time, your IT people and your college batchmates will be doing wonders into their job. They'll be earning a hell lot of money, so many other things. But always remember that you have come here for a reason, and that is a better reason. And that is their journey, and that is your journey. अगर तुम यहाँ भी clear नहीं होते हो, then you would do something else into your life, which is a far better thing. Try to make your life more meaningful. Gaurav sir.
Great, great, great. Rahul, these are great words and great insights, and I'm sure that current students of Triple IT and the alumni who have joined, who are listening to you, they must be feeling really pumped up after this talk. And even I was interviewed with Alka Surohi, and let me definitely tell you all guys that it is not easy to face Alka Surohi or the likes of any other UPSC member. Whenever you get a chance to be interviewed in UPSC, it is just a great experience in itself. You should not be frightened to speak over there, because it is once in a lifetime experience, because you have cracked pre, you have cracked mains, and then you are sitting in that room amongst 5 people who are going to interview you for maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and then you have to speak everything, because these people are, they will definitely judge you if you're going to bluff. They are going to call your bluff upright over there, and then you will be given low marks. And once you are going to score low, you are going to be pushed out of the rank list, because to qualify any exam, you have to at least score average marks in all the papers of mains, and then an average marks in interview. So you cannot take risk with anything. And getting interviewed with Alka Sirohi or Rajni Razdan or any other during any other member or during that time used to be great. And Kunal, who got rank 1, can definitely tell about his interview experiences as well, because he interviewed UPSC, I think, 2 or 3 times. I have given interviews for 2 times, and Rahul also has given multiple interviews. So your journey never ends at the point of mains. You have to carry your passion and your intellect and knowledge to the next level as well. So Rahul, can you also tell us what was your like what suggestion you would like to give present students, like from what time they should start preparation of civil services, or at what age, what level in their career they should try to switch? Suppose they are already 2 years or 3 years down the line working in a software industry. Can they switch then, or they have to start right at the third year and only then they can jump into civil services field? Up to you, Rahul.
Sir, I personally believe that if you are preparing in the third year, it is too early for you to start. Final year is the ideal time for you to start. Start with the basic books like Lakshmikant. They'll just familiarize you with the important topics which have finite syllabus. Then you decide that what should be your optional. While you are into the service, if you have spent 3 to 4 years into the private sector, I will never say that don't come back and prepare for the examination, but I will say that things become a little bit daunting for the reason that you have that disconnect of sitting for 5 to 6 hours, 7 to 8 hours every day for preparation. Even though you are good at programming, and there are so many distractions which will start creeping in into your life. So if you are, because there are certain batchmates of ours who have come after 3 or 4 years. In 2017, one of our batchmate has come. In 2016, they have come, but they just founded themselves in a very awkward position for the reason that uh, they were not able to manage that mindset that had changed over the period of time. But still, I would say it's not impossible. But you have, if you are preparing for civil services, come with a lot of courage. ये गीदड़ों की जगह है नहीं, to be very honest, because 11 lakh people and 1000 seats, you can imagine the kind of competition you are going to get bombarded with. Apart from that, even prelims nikalna, if you are able to clear the prelims, I think you have done a great achievement, because it's never easy to clear the prelims. यही लोग जो लास्ट ईयर प्रीलिम्स में क्लियर होते हैं, उसके बाद 2-3 अटेम्प्ट्स बाद प्रीलिम्स उनके क्लियर ही नहीं होते हैं. इनफैक्ट अगले अटेम्प्ट से उनके प्रीलिम्स क्लियर होने बंद हो जाते हैं. तो इट इज so difficult because civil services is evolving every day. 2013 के बाद lot of online platforms have come. As a result, the competition has increased manyfold. Wherever the people are able to access the internet, they are able to study. So from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Vadodara to Arunachal Pradesh, everybody is preparing. So just make sure that your commitment, your dedication, just like Neeraj Chopra has recently said कि जब आपको नींद आनी बंद हो जाए, जब आपका सिर्फ मेहनत करने का मन करे, जब आपके समय दिमाग में 24 घंटा थॉट्स चल रहे हैं इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स को लेके, इंडियन इकोनॉमिक्स को लेके, तो आप समझ जाओ कि यू आर राइट इनटू द प्रिपरेशन मोड राइट नाउ. तो कम हियर विद अ लॉट ऑफ बिग हार्ट, प्रिपेयर वेल, बिकॉज उसके बाद जो आपकी पर्सनैलिटी चेंज होगी, जब आप अपने काउंटर पार्ट से मिलेंगे कॉलेज के, आपको बहुत डिफरेंट फील हुआ करेगा. मैं ये तो नहीं कहूँगा सुपीरियर फील हुआ करेगा, बट कंप्लीट फील हुआ करेगा, क्योंकि इंजीनियरिंग सिर्फ टेक्निकल एजुकेशन दे सकता है. दे कैन टेल यू दैट हाउ टू मेक गुड कोड्स, बट वो आपको ये नहीं बता सकता कि हाउ टू लिव अ गुड लाइफ, व्हाट आर द नेसेसरी इंग्रेडिएंट्स ऑफ लाइफ. तो ये सारी चीज़ें सिविल सर्विसेज में आप में भर भर के आ जाएंगी. इसलिए आप देखोगे कभी सिविल सर्विस के बाद कुछ लोग जो है संत बन गए हैं, पेड़ के नीचे बैठ के योगी बन रखे हैं. तो इस तरीके की भी सिचुएशन आपके पास आ सकती है. तो इस तरीके से बेसिकली मेरा मानना है 4th ईयर में स्टार्ट करो, एंड इफ़ यू आर इन 4-5 years इन IT इंडस्ट्री, डोंट कम बैक. अगर मैं आपकी जगह होऊंगा तो मैं नहीं आऊँगा. बाकी आपकी ऑब्वियसली एनीबडी कैन हैव देयर ओन ओपिनियंस इन दिस रिगार्ड एज वेल.
Great. Thanks, Rahul. Thanks. Kunal.
Hello.
Yeah, Kunal.
Yes,
Who is
yes,
this?
Gaurav.
Yeah, Kunal. So what will be your guidance to the current students? Like,
Hello, sir.
how should they start preparation for IAS or GATE, or at what time? Like directly they should jump in after 4th year, or maybe they can work for 1 or 2 years and then they can jump in or chip in, or they can prepare along with the job.
Hi, sir. Hello.
Yes, Kunal, go
Hello.
ahead.
Yes,
Roshan,
so
can you
as
please mute yourself?
Sir,
Yeah.
I have to ask something, sir. Can I ask?
Sure, Roshan, but let Kunal finish it first, and then we can give you a chance. Will
Okay,
that be
sir.
fine? Great. Thanks,
Yes, sir.
Roshan.
Definitely.
Yeah, go ahead, Kunal.
okay. Okay, so Gaurav, see, I think third year will be a right time to start preparing for IES and GATE, because you see, in engineering, the fourth year is not having that many core subjects which are required to prepare for the examinations, right?
Mhm.
By the end of third year, an engineering student would have completed in the BTech syllabus most of the subjects required for preparation of IES or GATE examinations. So I think in sixth semester or maybe by seventh semester, one can ideally start, because I too wouldn't want anyone to drop a year off after their BTech, right? It doesn't look good
Mhm.
on a resume as well. It leads to questions in the interview. Why did you have to drop 1 year? Plus,
Mhm.
if let us say someone is already into a job, let us say someone has gotten a job in IT industry or in electronics industry, maybe after 1 or 2 year of job, they can come back and then prepare for IES and GATE examination. Because if you are into GATE, right, and you get an MTech degree, that enhances your market value like anything. You will be, for example, if you get VLSI course in IIT Bombay, microelectronics course in IIT Bombay, that will enhance your market value. That will lead to you being in the higher echelons of research in the industry, right? So that is also a good time. But then again, if you are coming back after working, then you will have to limit yourself to IES and GATE. You cannot say that I will drop again after this and again prepare civil services. No. So for IES and GATE, I will suggest that you can start preparing from fourth year onwards. That is the latest that you
Okay.
can start. I wouldn't advise any one of you to drop a year off.
Mhm.
And if you're already working,
So,
then maybe after 1 or 2 years you can come back,
mhm.
because you've experience now.
Okay, Kunal.
Yes, Gaurav.
Kunal, another question. Like, I remember you appeared for civil services with electrical as your optional, and college electronics was the
Right.
subject that you used to study. So, how was this change of subject, and what should one do to ensure that okay, this change is there, but one should not fear by taking a new subject, or what was the overlap? If you can speak on that aspect as well.
Yes. So when I already qualified in engineering service, I was into the service, 7 to 8 hours of job daily. But now I had this passion of qualifying civil services. So the very big question came up, that which option should I choose, right? Now, once you're already into a service, you will not find much time to study a brand new subject. For me, the problem was that electronics engineering was not available as an optional for the civil services, right? But electrical engineering was, and it was having some overlap up to 60-70% to electronics engineering. So that was the reason that I chose it. Now, in general, if anyone asks me that how good is an engineering optional for civil services, I will say it is pretty good, provided that you are having a strong background in BTech, or at least if you have qualified in engineering services, then only go for engineering optional. Otherwise, practically speaking, it is always good to take humanities options as safe optional if you want to qualify for civil services. Gaurav.
Okay. Thank you, Kunal. So lot of people, lot of juniors are also interested in knowing what are the perks of civil services, because ultimately when you are you're young, you normally see Bollywood movies and then you guess, okay, these are the perks and these are the powers of civil services. So Rahul, Kunal, any one of you would like to tell what are the like benefits or perks while you are already in civil services?
Yeah, I
Uh,
request Rahul, please.
So how can you the benefits or facilities or salaries? Yeah.
Sir, I think the biggest perk of civil services is the amount of respect that I receive in my office is unimaginable. कभी कभी मुझे ये लगता है कि इतना ज़्यादा इज्जत मुझे मिल क्यों रहा है जस्ट बिकॉज आई एम डूइंग माई ड्यूटीज़ क्या इसके लिए मुझे इतना रिस्पेक्ट मिल रहा है कि आप किसी भी जब मैं अपने ऑफिस में एंटर होता हूँ तो एक बड़ा सा कॉरिडोर है जो अराउंड 50 to 60 मीटर का होगा तो वहाँ से जब मैं चलना शुरू होता हूँ तो एवरीबडी इन टू द कॉरिडोर मेरे लिए रास्ता छोड़ देते हैं देन दे विल सल्यूट मी और दे विल विश मी इट्स अ ग्रेट फीलिंग आई मीन आई जस्ट कांट इमेजिन और मैं ये भी नहीं कह सकता कि इससे मेरा मन भर गया 2.5 साल बाद जितना मिलता है उतना मुझे और ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है ये एक बहुत बड़ा पर्क है लेकिन इसके साथ एसोसिएटेड बहुत बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी है कि यू हैव टू वर्क फॉर देम एक छोटा सा सफाई वाला है एक छोटा सा कुक है वो हो सकता है कि हायरार्की में बहुत नीचे हों, बट दे आर इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट ह्यूमन बींग्स ऑफ दिस कंट्री। दे आर द पार्ट ऑफ द ह्यूमन रिसोर्स एंड लेबर फोर्स ऑफ दिस नेशन। तो उनके छोटे छोटे ग्रीवांसेस को भी हमको नेग्लेक्ट नहीं करना है। इफ दे कम टू माई ऑफिस, आई ऑलवेज ऑफर देम वाटर, आई ऑलवेज ऑफर देम टू हैव सीट एंड देन टॉक टू मी, ताकि उनको ऐसा ना लगे कि पब्लिक इंस्टीट्यूशंस के अंदर कुछ ऐसे लोग बैठे हैं जो बहुत बड़े लोग हैं। आई जस्ट ऑलवेज वांट देम टू फील कि भाई हम लोग उन्हीं का पार्ट हैं, और कभी भी उन्हें कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आए तो वो हमारे पास आ सकते हैं। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, जो दूसरा पर्क मिलता है कि आप किसी को भी कॉल लगाते हैं और अपना डेजिग्नेशन बताते हैं, तो दैट पर्सन टेक्स यू सीरियस। आप किसी हॉस्पिटल के डॉक्टर को कॉल लगा रहे हैं कि हमारे यहाँ के इस एम्प्लॉय को ये प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, तो दे पीपल टेक यू वेरी सीरियसली। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, आपको हाउसिंग एकोमोडेशंस जो मिलते हैं, ये सारी चीज़ें भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट ये मुझे इतना इंपॉर्टेंट पर्सनली नहीं लगता है, क्योंकि मैं एक छोटे से एक कमरे के अंदर भी खुश रह सकता हूँ। बट द पॉइंट इज़ कि जो अमाउंट ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मिलती है, उसमें मुझे मज़ा बहुत आता है। आई रियली इन्जॉय every day of my civil service life. There are certain dissatisfactions as well sometimes, because कभी कभी मॉनिटरी एस्पेक्ट में आपको लगता है दैट द गवर्नमेंट इज अंडर पेइंग यू, क्योंकि आप जितना काम कर रहे हो उस हिसाब से सैलरीज उतनी नहीं मिलती है। बट फिर मुझे ये लगता है कि यही एक वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस है जो आपको यहाँ पर मिल पाता है, और जो रिकॉग्निशन मिलता है लास्ट पे आपको अपनी सोसाइटी में, दैट इज मतलब वर्थ लिविंग अ लाइफ। गौरव सर।
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Rahul. So, ये भी था कि when we qualify civil services or any other exam, the happiness that we see on the faces of our parents, that is unparalleled. Probably उस समय लगता है कि okay, maybe this was all worth it. So, आपके आसपास के लोग आपसे उतना प्रेरित हो जाते हैं, आपसे खुश हो जाते हैं कि लगता है चलो ठीक है, एक बार मेहनत और कर लेनी चाहिए थी, एक बार एग्जाम और दे लेना चाहिए था। बिल्कुल। Kunal, up to you, because me and Kunal, we both are posted in Delhi, and probably Delhi is quite a bit different from what the power and perks that you experience in the field. While you are at headquarters or in ministry, the perks and powers are not that much compared to that you get in field, because in field आपको बेसिकली राजा बोला जा सकता है, एक डीएम वहां का राजा होता है, एक एसपी वहां का राजा हो सकता है। बट व्हेन यू आर इन दिल्ली, जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी होते हैं, चीफ सेक्रेटरी तो नहीं होते हैं यहाँ पे, सेक्रेटरी होते हैं गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, स्पेशल सेक्रेटरीज होते हैं, सो काफी सीनियर लोग रहते हैं। सो यू वर्क विद देम एंड यू आल्सो इंटरेक्ट विद लॉट ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स। सो ऐसा नहीं होता है कि लोग हमेशा इलिटरेट होते हैं। द मिनिस्टर्स आर वेरी गुड, दे हैव गुड नॉलेज अबाउट देयर फील्ड, and there are all the seniors who you interact with in your office. They're also they have served like 30 years of their career in civil services, so they know what they have doing and what they have done till now, so they can definitely guide you. So Kunal, what is your experience regarding perks and privileges in the services that you are in?
See, again, perks and privileges are meant to be a part of your salary component. As far as I can say that yes, there are very good perks, and these perks are also one of the reasons why people get attracted towards civil service as a career. For example, take me as an example. I am currently allotted accommodation in Connaught Place. I live almost near to India Gate. There is official vehicle. There are many allowances, many things, right? So ultimately, I can say that government takes good care of you. You will not be needing to touch your salary part for any of the expenditure because you're getting so many allowances. But then again, that is only the monetary aspect. The key aspect is that you get perks because you have to stay calm in your mind so that you can focus upon the public service aspect of your career. So government is bearing all the emoluments so that you can stay focused on your job. As far as my experience goes, perks are enough to make you live a very comfortable life. There are ample amount of perks, ample amount of emoluments, ample allowances that will help you to live a comfortable life. But then that means that you should be focused more on your public service career.
Absolutely. So the hygiene issues are taken care of by the government. You have to just focus upon the work allotted to you, because the accountability is great. The work that you are doing is big, and hence you have to just be focused on what you're doing. So Kunal, talking with you again, can you also throw some light on the interviews that you have faced? How different was your civil services interview compared to your engineering services interview?
See, coincidentally, I was also interviewed by Alka Sirohi madam only, okay, in civil services for the first time, and that was there I got selected.
तो
I don't know
ट्रिपल
what
आईटी
is
में
the
लग रहा है
connection between
सबको।
Alka Sirohi madam and triple IT Rahwal.
Okay.
My first interview was in engineering service. Professor David from Northeast
Okay.
took my interview. I given 4 interviews in civil services examination, And each and every time the interview experience was magnificent because they are so well learned and so well behaved people. They know how to extract the best from you. You enter the room confidently or you enter the room in a nervous tone, and they know how to. What they expect from you is that you always stay honest. What they expect is that you do not lie to them, and what they expect is that you answer them politely and in a well behaved manner. See, whenever you go inside interview room, I always say to people कि आप ये मान के चलिए कि जो इंटरव्यू लेने वाले हैं वो आपके घर के फैमिली मेंबर्स हैं। जैसे अपने घर में बात करते हैं बड़े लोगों से, ताया ताई, चाचा चाची, इन तरह के लोगों से बिल्कुल वैसी बातें करिए, पूरी रिस्पेक्ट दीजिए, पूरी इज्जत से बातें करिए। एंड एवरी टाइम गौरव, whenever I have come outside from the interview panel, I have felt immensely satisfied कि हाँ, मुझे अच्छा मौका मिला बहुत ही
Great.
अच्छे लोगों से बात करने का, इनके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू को जानने का और अपना पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू एक्सप्रेस करने का। कोई आर्गुमेंट नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं, कोई डिबेट नहीं, कुछ नहीं। मेरा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू सर, आपका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, उनके सवाल, मेरे जवाब, बिल्कुल ऑनेस्ट एंड टू द पॉइंट। इंटरव्यू इज द बेस्ट एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ योर प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रेटजी। आप जितना ही प्रिपरेशन करेंगे उसमें आपको सबसे ज्यादा मजा इंटरव्यू देने के बाद आएगा।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही बात है कुणाल। सो एक बार आप इंटरव्यू रूम के बाहर भी बैठ जाते हैं, आपको फील आ जाता है ओके यू हैव डन समथिंग गुड और आपने सही प्रिपरेशन किया है, तो ही आपको मौका मिला है वहां बैठने के लिए। और उन सीनियर लोगों से आप बात करते हैं, आप उनसे बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हैं। तो अपने आप को आपको लगता है आप खोल देते हैं, आप वो आपको देख रहे हैं, जो भी आप चाहते हैं बोलना, और सोच के जाते हैं कि अच्छा मैं ये बोलूंगा वो बोलूंगा, बहुत सारी चीज सोच के जाते हैं कि ओके मैं उल्लू बना लूंगा, लेकिन वो हो नहीं पाता है वहां पे। आपको सिंपल रहना चाहिए, जैसा कुणाल ने बोला, एकदम घर वालों की तरह बात करना चाहिए। तो एकदम सही बात है। सो
ऑनेस्ट,
नरेंद्र या वरुण,
चेयरफुल रहिए।
राइट राइट, सही बोल रहे हो कुणाल। कुणाल एक चीज और बताओ, ये मान लो कि किसी को इलेक्ट्रिकल नहीं लेना, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स नहीं लेना है, क्या मैथ्स और फिजिक्स भी कोई ले सकता है? कितना बेनिफिट वो इन सब सब्जेक्ट से हो सकता है? क्योंकि मेरा रूममेट था नीतीश, ही गॉट रैंक 8th इन सिविल सर्विसेज एंड ही वाज फ्रॉम अ प्राइवेट कॉलेज इन कर्नाटका एंड ही स्कोर्ड 346 मार्क्स इन मैथमेटिक्स। सिमिलरली एक 308 पाया था, ही वाज फ्रॉम बाबू बनारसी दास। सो कॉलेज नेवर मैटर टू देम कहां से हैं, just that they gave their best shot in the option they took. So anyone can prepare, so you should not be bogged down कि ओके मेरे सामने वाला में भी आईआईटी से हो सकता है या बहुत ज्यादा फोड़ू हो सकता है पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट में, बट उससे कोई मतलब नहीं है। इफ यू आर गुड एंड यू आर गिविंग योर 100% in particular option, then you will definitely ace the exam. So that is there.
कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता इसका। कोई किसी भी कॉलेज से हो, एक बार जब प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट हो गई तो सभी लोग एक ही रेस में। कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता आप किस कॉलेज से आए हो, आपका पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा, पास्ट एकेडमिक्स कैसे हैं,
राइट,
उसका जीरो फर्क पड़ता है। जब एक बार सभी लोग प्रिपरेशन करना शुरू करते हैं, ऑलमोस्ट एवरीवन इज एट द इक्वल स्टेज। फिर डिपेंड करता है कि आपने क्या ऑप्शन लिया और आप कितनी तेजी से अपने सिलेबस को कंप्लीट करते हैं। यानी यस, मैथ्स ऑप्शनल के लिए मैंने चैट बॉक्स में ऑलरेडी आंसर दिया है। जिन्होंने सवाल पूछा है वो आंसर मेरे हिसाब से फॉलो करना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं बन रहा है तो फिर ऑप्शनल को लेने की जरूरत नहीं है। आई थिंक राहुल शर्मा ऑल्सो पॉइंटेड आउट कि किसी और को देख के उसके ऑप्शन को नहीं लेना है, आपको अपने खुद के इंटरेस्ट लेवल को देख के ऑप्शन को लेना है। एंड डू नॉट फियर, और 3-4 महीने आपको लगता हो कि ऑप्शन मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा, आप उसको इमीडिएटली चेंज कर दीजिए फिर, बट बार बार चेंज मत करिए। स्टिक टू वन ऑप्शनल और उसको कंप्लीट करके देखिए। एक से ना हो ठीक है, एक बार चेंज कर लिया, बट नॉट अगेन।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। सो जैसे हम लोग जब कॉलेज ज्वाइन किए थे, तो उस समय एक चीज होता था कि आप हो सकता है पॉइंटर ज्यादा लाइए, या फिर इंटर्नशिप्स करिए, या फिर किसी क्लब के मेंबर बनिए। ये सब चीज बेनिफिट करती हैं। तो प्रॉब्ली ये सब चीज बिल्कुल बेनिफिट करती होंगी अगर आप आईएम या एमबीए के लिए जा रहे हैं, या फिर हो सकता है प्लेसमेंट से बैठ रहे हैं कंसल्टिंग रोल्स के लिए। बट ये सब चीज मैटर नहीं करती हैं उतना व्हेन यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर सिविल सर्विसेज और यू आर सिटिंग इन द इंटरव्यू फॉर सिविल सर्विसेज, बिकॉज दे नो सिंस यू हैव रीच्ड at that level, so you have given your 100% of your effort to reach at that level. So आप decent हैं, that is more than enough. आप कितने सुलझे हुए अपने thought process में, वो लोग ये चेक करते हैं। तो ये सब चीज बहुत ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए। आप कोई भी ऑप्शनल्स ले सकते हैं। इनफैक्ट बीटेक इज द बेस्ट टाइम टू एक्सप्लोर दोस थिंग्स कि आप ऑप्शनल कौन सा ले रहे हैं। आप पढ़ के देखिए, इकोनॉमिक्स इज वेरी गुड। अपने कॉलेज में परहैप्स ह्यूमैनिटीज इलेक्टिव्स उतने नहीं हैं, बट आईआईटीज में होते हैं। So you should all talk to professors and director perhaps to include more electives in form of humanities, where you can give your time in economics or law or anthro or whatsoever. लेकिन एक दो सब्जेक्ट आपको इंटरेस्ट बनाना चाहिए उसमें, ह्यूमैनिटीज में, इफ यू वांट टू क्वालिफाई। नहीं तो आप मैथ्स फिजिक्स ये सब बिल्कुल ले सकते हैं, दीज आर वेरी स्कोरिंग, बट आपका फिर कंपटीशन भी रहता है, एंड देन डाइसी नेचर एक रहता है इन सब में। सो अल्टीमेटली अगर आपका इंटरेस्ट है उसमें तो डेफिनेटली यू शुड टेक दैट। वरुण, इफ यू आर देयर, और नरेंद्र, if you are there, anyone? So Kunal has given his number in the chat box, and anyone, if they want to ask or get in touch with Kunal, they can definitely get in touch. Rahul, Varun है क्या वहाँ पे?
Sir.
Varun, अच्छा.
Am I audible?
Yeah, definitely, Varun, you're audible. Just that you're not visible, but you're audible.
Okay,
Varun,
okay.
so Varun is from the same batch as Rahul, and presently Varun is in Kashmir Administrative Services. So Varun, now up to you. Please tell about yourself and about your experiences.
Thank you, Gaurav sir, and a warm good evening to all of the fellow panelists. I'm Varun Chaudhary. As sir has said, I'm batchmate of Rahul. So from the EC batch 2009-2013. So along with him only, actually, we both after our engineering we went to Delhi for preparation. During that, and we have been in Delhi for 1.5-2 years, and after that, I actually got into state civil services. That's Kashmir Administrative Services. Before that, I had cleared few exams like CAPF. I had written mains for UPSC 2-3 times, and then other many many other things like in SSC and those. But finally, I settled for my state civil services. Now, why this service? Obviously, I was preparing for civil services like in like IAS, IPS, but second best option that I felt for me was to settle in down for the state civil services. Firstly, it was closer to me, to my family. It was in my home state. I get to be here. So besides that, why I chose civil services after engineering, I now when I look back and think, I think it is one of the reasons was the family conditioning is there. My parents are in government jobs, so I always had a inclination towards this thing to be in government services. And within that service, I feel that working in civil services is one of the best options you have to work in government. Secondly, I also felt while I was doing my engineering, I felt that I cannot be it's my personal thing that I cannot stick in one area of work. I always want to have some diverse areas where I can shift, I can change, I can do some different things in my life. So, like currently, I'm working as Kashmir Administrative. I'm working as block development officer, rightly posted in Jammu district itself. So for here, I'll be working for like 2-3 years. After that, I'll be having a chance to work in finance department. After that, I may even have the chance to work in the tourism department. So you have a diverse area where you can explore, you can work, and it just gives me a sense of I'm a person who wants change. So I think because of that reasons, I opted to go for civil services. Same thing happens for a person who is working in was cleared UPSC. If he is joining IAS or foreign services, he's also having a diverse areas where he can work, he can explore things. Now coming to as I am in state services, so there may be some people who are looking up to it to fire state service. So a little bit differences between state services and the central services. One of this is, as I said, that it is more of generic nature. Like what we have studied, like we are the managers of the government. Same applies to the IAS people also. They are the managers of the government. We are managing the government. We are the people who link all experts at one place, find the solutions, execute them. So uh, for me, the giving this generic nature compared to other central services like in which Rahul is working, it is a more dedicated service concerning labor law. Or if somebody is in telecom services, someone is in some other service, they are more dedicated to a particular field. But mine is more of a generic where I can change different. I can work in different fields. Secondly, I feel that state service gives you a chance to be more closer to the grassroots levels. You're working more closely to the field. For example, if I say we are always hearing about various government schemes like there is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, where you are building homes. So actually, they are happening under me. We are hearing about in Parliament. We hear about there is a scheme called Narega, which is giving employment to the very downtrodden and poor people in the rural areas. So that scheme is being implemented by us at the state civil services, where people are working in state civil services. So in that, that's what I wanted to say. Ki, all in all, in state civil services, you are working more closely to the people. You are more deeper into the society where you're working. And then why? With this, I also want to add that like difference between private, when everyone was talking about private and this thing. I believe that in this government services there are various. It gives you various challenges also, and it gives you many opportunities also. I think somebody in the panel, I think Rahul mentioned that it gives you an endless life. This government service, where like I could have never imagined that I will be sitting in in a group of older elderly people, listening to their problems, who have who have so much experience in their lives, and they have some problems which they are not able to find a solution to. So just because I am there, or somebody like me is there, who has done who has done his studies, who are not aware about a few things, so we can sit with them, we can solve their very minute problems. They're not very big problems, but it's just that you are working, you are just sitting with them, you're trying to understand them. Like currently, I'm working with some villages. So there was a problem of there is a huge water scarcity in my area. So now building a pond is not a big thing, but it's just that over there there are minor things that people don't realize that they have to give up some of their area just for the larger good. So when we sit together with the people, and when I see that change, I mean, like currently for tomorrow's Independence Day, we're preparing some speeches, and also I was just going through my data. So I saw that we have in the last 2 years we have built around about 52 ponds within my area. So it is a means which I realize ki how much impact you can have when you're facing, when you are able to when such challenges come up to you in this job, and you are able to solve those problems with the help of the people. So when I see that now currently, after this rainy season, all the ponds in my block were filled. They were people. I hope that water sustains in those ponds, and they're able to see through that all their needs for the cattle, for irrigation and everything, they are resolved. So these kind of things, these kind of challenges, when they are solved, they give you immense satisfaction. I don't know, such kind of satisfaction. I think it is hard to find somewhere else, when your efforts directly, when they're directly changing the lives of the people at whatever level it may be. But it is just immensely, it just gives you immense happiness. When some 2 3 days back, actually, I remember a very old age woman came. She was not having, she is a widow, so she was not having any home to live. So she was living at somebody's at, at at somebody's place, who was just given her a place to live. So because of one of our schemes, she has now got her own home. So like that, the way she came to our office, she was just blessing everyone, my employees, and meeting me and just saying thank you. So though it's a very for from a distance, it may appear a very small thing, but when you're sitting there and you're watching that human emotion in front of you, it is very satisfying. So it is something like that which I think I had not imagined it. ये सब चीज़ें मुझे देखने को मिलेंगी, मुझे एक्सपीरियंस करने को मिलेंगी। तो बिसाइड्स आप जब इस फील्ड में आते हो, यू आर मोर अबाउट कि यार रिस्पेक्ट मिलेगी, हाँ पावर होगा, वो सब है वहाँ पर, वो सब है। मगर ये जो ह्यूमन टच वाली चीज़ आती है, जो ये सोशल सैटिस्फैक्शन मिलती है आपको, ये एक अलग है। मतलब ये आपको, ये वही जैसे राहुल ने कहा कि जितनी मिल जाए कम है, अंत नहीं है कोई इसका। तो वो मुझे चीज़ आज भी मतलब मुझे ड्राइव करती है। कोई ऐसी वो नहीं है कि मतलब ऑफिस जाता हूँ तो मन करता है कि कुछ और अच्छा करेंगे या किसी और के लिए और अच्छा होगा, तो एट द एंड इट जस्ट कम्स बैक एंड इट जस्ट गिव्स यू हैप्पीनेस। तो मोर और लेस इज दैट कि करंटली यहाँ पे मुझे 2 साल हो गए हैं काम करते हुए। सेकेंडली आई एम ऑल्सो, एज आई वाज टॉकिंग टू यू अर्लियर ऑल्सो, तो गौरव सर, की मेरा जो एरिया वो बॉर्डर एरिया पड़ता है, तो इट इज़ ऑल्सो फेसिंग द रिसेंटली यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा, जैसे कश्मीर में काफ़ी सारे अटैक्स हो रहे हैं। सो द मूवमेंट ओवर हेयर इज ऑल्सो इंक्रीज। यहाँ पे रिसेंटली आई हैड नेवर इमेजिन कि मुझे इन सब चीज़ों में डील करना पड़ेगा, कि क्रॉस बॉर्डर नारकोटिक्स मूवमेंट हो रही हैं एंड ऑल दैट। सो वी आर, हमारे कुछ लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं, हमारे मेरे ही पंचायत के लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं, सो वी आर आर्मी वालों से आपको टाइप करना पड़ता है. लाइक सडनली थिंग्स हैव जस्ट ब्लोन आउट ऑफ प्रोपोर्शन फॉर अस. फॉर मी एक्चुअली इट इज एन एक्सपीरियंस आई कुड नॉट इमेजिन टू हैव, कि आप आर्मी के साथ मिलके ये सब चीज़ों को आप देख रहे हो, स्पेशली फॉर टुमारो. लाइक अभी भी हम देर से घर पहुंचोगे, टुमारो 15 इंडिपेंडेंस डे, तो अलग से प्रिपरेशन करनी पड़ी फॉर लॉ एंड ऑर्डर स्टफ. So all in all, currently I'm working for in the field of development, and I hope to keep working in that. That's it.
Great,
So,
great. Thank you, Varun, and really inspirational talk. And जमीन से जुड़े हुए हो अभी भी,
बिल्कुल
तो
सर.
ऐसे ही रहना चाहिए. एंड प्रॉब्ली एक पार्टिसिपेंट ने यही क्वेश्चन पूछा है, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप वर्सेस सिविल सर्विसेज. सो प्रॉब्ली जो हैप्पीनेस वरुण के चेहरे पे है इस समय, या जो उसने एक्सप्लेन किया है, अगर आपको ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में मिलता है तो बिल्कुल वही करना
सर मैं
चाहिए. और अगर
इसमें ऐड करता हूँ. जैसे मैं कुछ चीजें ना, जब आप अपने काम को एनालाइज करते हो तो आपको तब पता चलता है. जब आप कर रहे होते हो आपको तो पता नहीं चलता आपने क्या क्या किया. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैंने रियलाइज किया कि मैंने पिछले 2 साल में आई हैव स्पेंट 80 करोड़ रुपीज इन माई एरिया. आई डोंट नो, मेरे लिए अगर मैं एक एंटरप्रेन्योर बनता तो मेरे लिए ये क्राउड फंडिंग करना, ये फंडिंग लेकर आना बहुत मुश्किल था.
बहुत बड़ी बात
बट
है.
मेरे पास आज के टाइम पे जब मैंने देखा, जब मुझे कल लोगों को बताना है, तो इट्स लाइक 80 करोड़ रुपीज के जरिए मैंने कितने लोगों के घरों को बनाया है, कितने वहां पे रोड वगैरह बनी है, कितना डेवलपमेंट हुआ है.
बिल्कुल
तो इस सर्विस में आपको ये मिलता है कि आपके पास इतना फंड है, गवर्नमेंट का पैसा है, इतना पैसा है. अगर आप कोई बंदा लगाने वाला मिल जाए तो यू कैन जस्ट ब्रिंग ह्यूज चेंज. यू कैन बी द चेंज एजेंट, और एज गांधी सेड, बी द चेंज यू वांट टू सी. यू कैन डू दैट थिंग एक्चुअली. मतलब मैं मेरे सामने होता हूँ, मेरे को खुद को रियलाइज नहीं होता. मतलब इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फैथम समटाइम्स कि मेरे सामने वो चेंज जब मैं देखता हूँ कि यार हो गया क्या. इट इज सो सेटिस्फाइंग एंड सो हैप्पी. तो इट्स वेरी इंस्पायरिंग एक्चुअली, द वर्क
सही बात है.
इटसेल्फ. इट्स मतलब इट्स वेरी डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस. मतलब मुझे कभी
बिल्कुल
पता नहीं कोई प्रोफेशन में मिलता हो या ना मिलता हो, बट आई फील वेरी कंटेंट इन द वे आई एम वर्किंग.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. जैसे इनफैक्ट टेक्नोलॉजी का तो आजकल बहुत ज्यादा यूज है. एज ऑफ नाउ आई एम वर्किंग एज लाइक हेड ऑफ एनालिटिक्स विद इन सीएजी. सो जितनी इमेज एनालिटिक्स करना है, आपको कुछ भी करना है, क्योंकि इन जैसे वरुण ने बताया, पैसा बहुत है गवर्नमेंट के पास, और इंडिया में पॉपुलेशन बहुत ज्यादा है. तो जो बेनिफिट जो जा रहा है पुअर लोगों को, ये बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे लोग हैं, 10 करोड़ लोग होंगे, 15 करोड़ लोग होंगे. बेसिक फैसिलिटीज उनको अवेल हो रही है. तो हाउ विल यू इंश्योर कि सही आदमी को वो चीज मिले? ये चीज को आपको इंश्योर करना है. इसके लिए आप चाहे टेक्नोलॉजी का सहारा लीजिए या अपने का सहारा लीजिए, दैट इज अप टू यू. बट अल्टीमेटली यू विल यूज योर एजुकेशन फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर पर्पस. सो दैट इज वेरी एसेंशियल. अगर आपको लगता है ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में आपको मिल सकता है तो डेफिनेटली यू शुड. बट क्राउड फंडिंग ऐसी इतनी पॉसिबल नहीं है. तो स्टार्ट जो प्लेटफॉर्म आपको सिविल सर्विसेज या स्टेट सर्विसेज आपको जो देता है, वो कहीं और नहीं मिल सकता है. एंड वो जो चेंज आप ला सकते हैं उस प्लेटफॉर्म को यूज करके, वो बहुत बड़ा है. तो कमिंग टू द एंड पॉइंट, प्रॉब्ली हमने बहुत अच्छी समय लिया है, और बहुत अच्छे लोगों से मैंने बात की. इनफैक्ट इसकी वजह से मुझे वरुण और राहुल से इंटरेक्ट करने का मौका मिला, ये बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि बीइंग फ्रॉम द सेम कॉलेज वी वर नॉट इन टच. बिकॉज दिस आई कंप्लीटेड ए मास्टर्स फ्रॉम जेएनयू. तो मैं मोस्टली जेएनयू के लोगों से ज्यादा बात करता था, क्योंकि ब्यूरोक्रेसी वहां ज्यादा है, अपने कॉलेज से उतना इंटरेक्शन नहीं था. तो आज चलो वी आर अ कम्युनिटी नाउ, एंड डेफिनेटली वी विल स्टे इन टच. जिसको भी आगे हम लोग से टच में रहना है, कांटेक्ट में रहना है, आई हैव गिवन माय नंबर, कुणाल हैज गिवन हिज नंबर, प्रॉब्ली राहुल विल आल्सो ड्रॉप इन. वी विल बी अवेलेबल फॉर योर हेल्प. वी वांट मोर एंड मोर नंबर ऑफ पीपल फ्रॉम ट्रिपल आईटी should come for civil services, and definitely be sure that okay, this is the one of the best services, one of the best aspect that you can live, and you should definitely aspire to give civil services at least once in your lifetime, because it's not just cracking civil services, but the journey itself is a big learning for all of us. So thank you everyone. Thank you Rahul, thank you Varun, thank you Narendra. And probably we will connect to Narendra at some point of time. तुमसे तो तुम्हारा तो वो नेटवर्क ही खराब रहा, लेकिन अब समय हो गया नरेंद्र. So one person was in fact asking regarding sociology optional. So maybe next time. Thanks, Rahul. Thanks, Varun. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
See you. Bye.
Okay.